sit down for long periods of time, I get a little lethargic. So it's good, like when you're standing up, gets the blood flowing and whatnot. But I don't know, it's tough to work and stand up.
Sounds good. So in about a 3, 4, or 5, maybe 6 seconds, we'll be live on YouTube. We're live right now. And I'm going to turn the volume up so we don't get any feedback.
That is a cool microphone, by the way.
Yeah, it's actually pretty neat because this red color is when it's live, and then that's when it's not live. So
that is cool.
It tells me when it's live. It's a HyperX. It's actually a really good mic. They're not sponsoring the show, but it's a good one. Shout out to the boys at HyperX.
I got to get one of those. Got to upgrade.
Got to upgrade everything always, man. So I am glad we had a chance to talk. We are live. Let's tell your story. Dan, who are you?
Wow. Deep question. In what sense?
Everything.
I am a 27-year, I recently turned 27-year-old entrepreneur. I run performance advertising agency called The Snow Agency, as well as a media company called Rap TV. The two have nothing to do with each other at all. It's kind of a long.
Second one, Rap TV.
Rap TV.
Like rap music.
Rap music, exactly. So we have kind of like the largest social media following for rap, essentially rap. We have over 13 million followers on social media. What was that?
Don't judge me. I have been doing it for years. I don't know.
What's inside of that?
It's actually stuff that's really good for you. I don't know if you're familiar with some of the beet juice drinks that are out there.
Oh, yeah. I actually recently bought some beet juice.
Yeah, so I get the powder stuff, and I take it every day. And it helps with blood flow, helps with when your blood's going good, your brain's going good, you're getting oxygen.
You get some funky poop. I've had some scares before after drinking some beet juice.
Okay, I got to tell you something, and I don't know if I'm just going to hope that it doesn't go viral. I've been on vitamins and eating well, and I cut meat out of my diet about 2 years ago. But the one after effect of changing your lifestyle and your food and eating healthy and getting nutrition, my shit fucking stinks. And when I say it stinks, it is horrific. Now,
oh God.
Now my doctor, he says that's actually a good thing, that like the more rancid shit stinks, because he said, think about it. You're getting the stuff out of your system. And another thing too, I used to poop like once a day. When I changed my diet and my fitness and all the things in my lifestyle, and I started getting nutrition and upping my water intake, I shit like 3 times a day, 4 times a day.
And it's all red. It's red every time, I assume.
No, it's not. Yeah, if it was red, I'd be freaking out. It's, solid colors of brown and really dark brown.
Oh no, because whenever I drink beet juice, it turns literally is red.
I haven't had that happen, so I'm gonna have to go check it out next time after I take it.
I was legitimately, I didn't realize I drank beet the first time, and so my girlfriend's sister is a doctor, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm seriously concerned. My poop is red. It's looked bad.
Okay.
And I'm like,
if I see my poop, I freak out too.
And her sister's like, did he drink beet juice? I was like, oh shit, I did drink beet juice. The doctors know everything. But anyways, what a great intro to a marketing YouTube video. Really captivating the audience here.
They're gonna be like, the first 5 minutes they were talking about shit, vitamins, and beet juice.
So anyways, as I was saying, so I run those 2 companies. My focus is the agency. Rap TV was kind of like a passion project that's really been flourishing over the last few years on the side. Have a really great team that runs the day-to-day there. And yeah, I'm really passionate about growing businesses online, especially e-commerce businesses. I find a lot of fulfillment from it, and I just love the process.
What do you love about it? And what have you noticed in 2020 about e-commerce in general?
So the number one thing I love about it is the kind of feedback loop is so instantaneous. You can change one thing, and whether it be an ad or a creative or a little thing on the website, and it can lead to massive results. So it's a really interesting thing where
Show me an example of that.
A great example was yesterday. We had a client where their earnings per visitor was like 50 cents or something. And we dove into it and we saw on the checkout, for some reason, it required like an apartment number or something like that, which didn't make any sense at all. So we fixed that, and the EPC went to like $2, or I believe it was around $2, which is now obviously the return on ad spend increases by the correlated amount, which is, let's say 0.5 to 4, that's what, 400% or something. I don't know if I did that, or I don't know about 400, 200%. No.
Well, if it's 0.5 to 4, that's
300%, 300%.
Let's just call it 8x. Isn't it 8x? 50 cents to 4 is 8x, isn't it?
Actually, you're right. Yeah. You're right. It is 8x. It's been a long day. 8 p.m. It's 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Forgive me. So it is 8x. Normally I am very good at math. That tiny little change led to a massive increase, and that really, in a sense, is marketing. It's always the small changes that lead to massive results, and people always want a magical cure. It's like that doesn't exist. It's the small incremental changes that can lead to huge results. So that recently was a huge example that I can think of. Another one is just playing in the numbers. Like I tell our team all the time, it's like, they say like, what's going on with the return on ad spend? It's like, you can literally dive into the data to see what's going on. Is it the click-through rate? If it's the click-through rate is low, then it means, potentially the CPCs are high, CPMs might be high as well. You're looking at what the earnings per visitor are, and you can see the delta between that. Clearly, the issue is probably your creative sucks, which tells the story through the click-through rates. So there's your issue. You need more compelling content for people to be interested in clicking through, your product. Is your price too high? That shows in the add to cart rates. Typically, when prices are too high, add to cart rates are super low. Is it shipping? Typically, when that happens, the fall off from checkout to purchase is low. So it's like all these different things where data represents what potentially is going on, and just that constant game of what's the problem, how do I solve it, and getting that gratification from just like that continuous flow of that. So yeah.
What do you find are the best platforms out there from a standpoint of marketing on social media these days?
I would say Facebook, Facebook, Instagram, when I say that, is bar none, the best platform for customer acquisition. I don't think there's even a close number 2 right now.
Because I hear Instagram's taking a lead from Facebook.
Well, when I say Facebook, like I said, I mean Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah. So do you like Instagram more than Facebook, or do you like them equally?
Yeah, I mean, well, I kind of just lump them in together. When you're running Facebook ads, it's kind of just a different placement. So, we have times Facebook outperforms, we have times Instagram outperforms. So, I personally don't have, like a personal favorite, just because it's just more inventory, when you're running ads.
So in 2020, we've seen a ton of business go towards e-commerce and online. And I think the amount of business that's going on e-commerce has almost doubled or tripled in the last 5 months. Have you seen that also?
Yeah, absolutely. We've had clients that have significantly more than tripled revenues, especially at scale. We have a client that was doing like $500,000 a month pre-COVID. Now they're doing $3 million a month. That's, that's just one example, but we have many, many, many examples of clients that. What was that?
What does that client do?
Beauty, women's beauty.
Really? What kind of beauty?
Yeah.
Lotions or?
Yeah, they sell different hair products, skin products, stuff like that.
Wow, that's impressive. So the demand for their products has gone up that much. What do you think is part of the reason?
Well, I think that beauty in general went up a ton, and even myself. A reason why is that people are at home now. They have time to do the things and use the products that they've always wanted to do. Whether it be whitening your teeth or actually using the skincare products to fix your skin or your hair or whatever it is. consumers buy the products, and oftentimes, you're busy running around, you can't use them. Now, at least my own thought as to why that product line has gone up significantly is, now people can use these cosmetic things that can, solve a problem that require time, and, they're at home. So now they have time to use them. So I think that's a big reason.
What are 3 other categories that you're seeing very popular?
Obviously anything pertaining to like food online has had a huge spike.
Wine and coffee?
What was that?
Wine and coffee?
Yeah, we don't have any wine or coffee brands right now, but in general, just the kind of like CPG, has really been booming. Because people want to buy, they don't want to go to the grocery store to buy food. They'd rather, be shipped online. So whereas before they might not have been as comfortable with that. So that's I think we actually posted a chart that showed all the different types of products that had a huge spike. I believe packaged goods were number 1, if I'm not mistaken. But another thing is outdoor games. We saw a huge spike in that for obvious reasons. We had one client that sells an outdoor game. And
what kind of outdoor game?
They sold this, it's like called CrossNet. They sold this like volleyball net that was like turned into like Foursquare type thing. But anyways, I think that in general, increased significantly because people once again are at home, and better way to spend at home. You want to go outside, especially with COVID. It's especially if you're around people that you're not quarantining with or whatever, it's safer to be outside. So I think that, is another one. Other than that, top of my head,
cornhole's got to be a big one.
I'm sure it is.
I got to tell you, when I grew up in Chicago, we used to play cornhole like crazy. And there was a guy in our neighborhood. If cornhole was like a league sport, he would have been unbelievable. He was this heavy set guy, and he'd literally have a beer in one hand, and he would flip that thing almost like a Frisbee. And I'm not kidding you. He would pop it in that hole consistently. Like it
really?
was. Oh, he was just so good. He was just so good.
He spun it like this? I'd never seen that before.
So he took it like this, and he spun it almost like a Frisbee. And when it was like flat, and it would go like this, and he would literally like throw like a Frisbee, just bam, right in the hole.
I've never even seen that.
Yeah, he was ridiculously good. He was the epitome of the ultimate non-athletic human being that was really good at something. Like he just became good at cornhole. I don't even know what he's doing with his life today. Maybe he's even like the world cornhole champion or something, but he literally was the epitome of someone that was non-athletic, but really good at cornhole.
It's a pretty good skill to have these days. Tailgates and whatnot. There's a lot of places to show that off.
What do you think about football? College football? You think they should play?
I think so. Yeah. I was watching ESPN, and they made a really great point. They said, it's insane to say that they're amateurs, and as if you're trying to insinuate that the professionals are okay to play in an unsafe environment, right? That's completely, they would not allow professionals or anyone to play in unsafe environments. So now, once you kind of understand that logic, saying amateurs can't play literally doesn't make sense, because it's not like the professionals are playing in unsafe environments. It's not like everyone has COVID. Some people have it. They're all just playing, right? They're taking extreme measures here. Not only that, I mean, I know a lot of colleges, they're letting kids go to class. They're letting kids go in their dorms. Like that's a side note. But my main point is that, like, they should be playing if it's a very safe environment, which all the professional leagues are doing, right? No professional leagues are like, oh, this guy has COVID. Everyone's just going to get it. That's it. Like, no one's doing that. So I don't understand why it's like assumed.
Well, I think COVID has become a political issue. I think it's more politics than science. Because if you look at the science, there's nothing about COVID that endangers people that are under 28 years old and healthy. I mean, you look at some of the people that are dying of COVID, diabetes, pre-existing conditions, obesity, history of smoking. You know, I mean, what killed these people? The pack of cigarettes a day or the COVID bug? You know,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, this has become 2020 has become a very political year. And even the guy at the Big Ten that's running the Big Ten, he's a devout Democrat. He hates Trump, and he's literally trying to keep the Big Ten football season from playing. And you've got hundreds, if not thousands, of parents that are livid. The Ohio State University and Nebraska are thinking of playing outside the Big Ten. And here's the hypocrisy of it all. The guy that runs the Big Ten that's made this decision, his son plays football for a school in Florida, and he's going to play this year. So
Oh, really? I thought all college football was off. I didn't know that some of them are.
SEC, ACC, I mean, a lot of the Big 12. I mean,
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of conferences. It's truly a political issue. It's really really something where they're using college football as a pain point to create pain among certain areas of the country. And you look at it, you look at the states that are run by Democrats, they are shutting down, they're destroying small businesses. I mean, it's crazy. And you look at some of the other states like South Dakota, who they never shut down one time. And the governor of South Dakota, the people love her there. They've never skipped a beat. They haven't had a loss of jobs. I mean, it's really amazing when you look around, because when you look at the science, if you just look at the science, COVID's not that big of a bug. And it's been around for a while. It's not. And here's the other crazy thing. These are athletes. These college football players, they're athletes. They have fully functioning lungs. They're athletic by nature. I mean, they're athletes. They're the least likely to have any issues. So for them to try and play games, political games, with these college athletes, these kids, they only get 4 years to play. You know, they've already lost spring football. They've lost time, practice, all the stuff that they've already lost. You take away their football, you know, some of these kids had dreams of going in the NFL. Now they're not going to have any tape to go to the NFL draft.
Especially for those seniors, that's tough.
Oh, seniors, even juniors. I mean, think about some of the juniors that wanted to leap forward. And you're in New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
How's things in New Jersey with you know, the state and the way that it's running its lockdowns?
I believe the stores are open now. You just need to wear your mask inside.
How crazy is that? I saw a study the other day. Doctors change these masks in the hospital every half hour. I literally know people that keep these things in their car, wear them for a week or 2 weeks at a time. What's the benefit? You're literally wearing something that's got zero benefit to it, almost zero. But when you walk into a donut shop without one, they're like, "Oh my God, you don't have a mask on!" I'm like, "Oh my God, relax, people."
Yeah.
I think it's become more of a social thing than a scientific thing. Like, the mask is social obedience. If you're wearing the mask, you're socially obedient. You're part of the good crowd. If you don't wear the mask, this crowd loses their fucking shit. You walk through Whole Foods. I had a mask the other day, and I just took it down in Whole Foods, and this lady came up to me. She's like, "It has to be above the nose." I'm like, "Easy, lady. I want to get some fruit. Come on, relax."
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy time we're in. We'll see. Hopefully they get a vaccine soon or something.
Well, that's another good question. If they had a vaccine today, would you take it?
I don't see why not.
Wow. So for me, I don't like medicine. I don't like getting anything injected in my body. It just doesn't make any sense. And for them to have rushed this hard, we don't even have a vaccine for the flu, and it's been around for 20 years. And somebody's going to tell me that this vaccine that got made in less than a year, I'm going to put it in my body.
Well, they have flu shots, which is like, you know, preventative and whatnot.
Well, the flu shot's not a vaccine. The flu shot is actually the flu, but it's trying to give your body the ability to develop antibodies. So same thing with COVID. 40% of the population, they think, already has antibodies. So if you have the antibody, odds are you don't really need the vaccine anyhow.
Yeah. Well, they're saying that now it's like after, I don't know. Literally no one knows. I think that's just really it. No one knows. That's really what it comes down to.
Well, the thing about 2020 is it's been such a year of chaos.
Yeah.
Like we've had the rioting, the looting. I don't even know what's going on in Portland. Can you imagine living in Portland?
No, I cannot.
They were running through neighborhoods last night on a bullhorn at 1 or 2 in the morning.
It's still going on in Portland.
85 days in a row, burning, looting.
What? 85 days in a row?
Yeah.
How do people not get tired? That's insane.
Well, over 100 businesses have been destroyed. Countless businesses have left. Now they're going into neighborhoods and trying to like make the neighborhoods just stay up all night. They're talking on a blowhorn about, you know, injustice and all this other stuff. You got to look around. I personally feel bad for some of the people that live there, because how can you live like that? That's not even America. America is like a safe place. You know, you look at places in the Middle East. I mean, that's where you see insanity. Here, you go to Portland, Oregon. This is crazy. You know, some guys driving a truck the other day, and they pulled him out of the truck and kicked him unconscious. And like literally, you can't even drive it down the streets. That's another thing. If you were in a car and you saw people protesting in front of you, what would you do?
I have no idea.
But isn't it almost crazy these days? Like you go drive down a street, people like come onto your car, they go crazy. Like I'm shocked people haven't gotten run over more. Like especially when they're on the highway. Who protests on a highway? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Hey guys, tonight is Friday. Let's go and protest in the highway in Seattle.
Oh God.
Those 2 poor girls, I think one actually died. They're wearing all black on a highway at nighttime, and some guy's driving down. He doesn't see them, and they get hit hard. Like the one girl, and like you think about that, and you're like, who protests on a highway? Like I know it's popular. It's happened in Chicago and other cities. Why? What's the benefit? You're putting your life at risk for what? You know, half the time you don't even know what. It's so funny. Like they had a on the street reporter asking these people, "What are you protesting about?" George Floyd. Still, that's a thing. You know, Black Lives Matter. Okay, but what's the benefit? You know.
Yeah, it's a crazy time we're in. I don't know. I mean, if people want to protest, that, you know, I think that that's on them. I don't agree with the violent protesting, but you know, I honestly don't pay too much attention to the news and the political stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, all it does is just depress you. All right, let's talk about something really important. This year, the Department of Defense verified that aliens have visited our planet in vehicles not made of this earth. How does that not become like a big subject matter?
I have no idea. I don't know. I think I heard about. I believe I heard about that. I never really put too much thought in it, to be honest, because I don't know. I think. Well, I don't know if they said it was aliens, or maybe just. Honestly, I don't know. I didn't really fully read what was going on.
Well, if you look up on Google, I think it was the DOD that made the statement, but they actually verified that they have found, I want to say like a ship not made of this earth. Like something they found didn't have Tesla stamped on it. It was like made out of material not of this earth. Which, by the way, let's be honest. What they're really talking about is fucking Area 51. We've known that shit from day one, and now they just verified it. But if you think about it, that's like normally, if this wasn't such a whacked out year, that would be some pretty big news.
Yeah. I don't know how that's a pretty good point. How that didn't help more people weren't talking about that, I guess. I don't think I had one conversation about it.
It's crazy. And here's the other thing. we spent 2 years ago $600 billion of the budget to build out a new military operation called Space Force. It kind of makes sense now that they're telling us there's aliens out there, why we're spending so much money putting in a military force out there that's armed with, I don't know, what are they going to be armed with? Ray guns, cannons?
Yeah, I have no idea.
So let's talk a little bit about your journey. How did you get started in social marketing or online marketing?
So I got started back when I was in college. I saw my really interesting story. I saw my friend at the gym during winter break, my sophomore year of college. He told me he was making $45 a week running a Twitter account, and I was just blown away by that. As a broke college kid, at $45 a week, it's a lot of money. That's at the right college bar, that's a whole night of drinks, which I couldn't afford. So I left the gym. I made a Twitter account with my friend Mike. He did the same thing as well. And yeah, that was, I never stopped from there. I grew a following. Eventually I was making $20 a day, which thought I had life figured out. By the summer, so that happened in December. By the summer, I was making $100 a day, which was like, haha, mom and dad, you're trying to make me get a job. Like, I don't need a job on my phone, this, that. And when my eyes really got opened was, I remember I read a Forbes article about these kids on Twitter that were doing like $100,000 a month. And that was a point where I was like, wow, I didn't even realize, that was possible. It was a real literally eye-opening experience. And I completely kind of transitioned my mindset into then achieving that goal. So then I had, got into creating website blogs and apps. I had a few really successful apps in the App Store. Then by going into my senior year of college, I had created the self-serve advertising platform for people with large followings on Twitter at the time. And it was essentially affiliate marketing. We took all the offers, created the landing pages, showed people how to run content, etc., paid them out weekly. And that really blew up. So that I started that in May. By September, we were doing over $150,000 a month, I believe, in revenue. And that was also the summer I was studying for my DATs because I was going to be a dentist. So, obviously by the time I never wanted to be a dentist, by the way. By the time I finished,
I was going to say, what a career path, dentist or marketing.
Yeah, I never wanted to be a dentist, but so I honestly, I was so lucky with timing of everything. Like I really was lucky. Obviously I capitalized on it, but just like the timing of it all, how it all played out. So anyways, didn't take the DATs, pursued the platform, social media, digital marketing, all that stuff. Platform was really successful. By that May of my senior year, we were doing 100,000 a day in revenue.
What?
Yeah.
3 million a month?
Yeah. I believe that month we were doing, I guess we did 2 or 3 million that month, but there was like days where we were breaking $100,000 consecutively.
That's amazing. And what were you exactly doing? Were you promoting one Twitter account, or were you promoting multiple accounts, or were you promoting offers through the account?
Exactly. So it wasn't just through our account. It was an affiliate marketing platform, essentially. So everyone who had a large following on Twitter, which we eventually moved to Instagram, people who had large followings on Instagram, celebrities, even like Cardi B were using it, Rob Kardashian.
What was the name of this platform?
Caffeine Digital.
Is it still around?
No, I shut it down.
Why'd you shut it down?
I don't know. I pursued different ventures. I got into e-commerce. I saw that as a bigger opportunity than kind of like affiliate marketing. I just didn't really want to stay in that space. So
a lot of times in affiliate marketing, from my history, some of the problems is actually getting paid.
We had some of that issues. We got burned for one time like $70,000.
I had an affiliate marketing app, mobile.
It's a dirty business. I wanted nothing to do with affiliate marketing. So although it was great at the time, I wanted nothing to do with it, and I was only a college kid. And the interesting thing was, I went to trade shows and I said, "Wow, why is everyone in this industry so young? What the hell is going on?" And then eventually, once you have a little success, you realize why. is because there's a lot of bad players and whatnot. So anyways, I wanted to create something, with longevity. So I decided we knew how to run all the traffic. Let's create our own e-commerce brands. And that's what we did. So we launched our first brand Goat Case, did $6 million in our first 6 months of revenue.
What was it?
Called Goat Case.
Like goat, like, baby
Like
goat?
animal. Yeah.
Okay. And what was it?
It was a phone case that can stick to glass, wood, stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it made out of like that rubbery substance?
Yeah, exactly. Like
I've
nano
actually seen that thing. Like it would stick to the dashboard of your car.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Yeah. So, so we were essentially, the goal was not to just launch one brand, but to really build out a portfolio of brands where we can apply our skills to. So we did exactly that. We launched another product that was a little like cube game thing. It was really successful. I think we did like 600 grand our first month. And then Perfect Sculpt, we launched Perfect Sculpt, the women's shapewear company. We did 12 million in our first 6 months. And then we just kept.
What was that one? Perfect Sculpt?
Sculpt.
What was it?
We sold women's bras, other shapewear, activewear, stuff like that.
Very cool.
One
thing I see lately is, I don't know if you know this product, but it's like it's almost like this thing where it straightens out your back, and it's like it looks like a half moon. People are like doing it on the ground, and they put it on their chair. That thing's like everywhere. I see them promoting the hell out of that on social media.
I've seen that a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that must be like the biggest thing that's coming in out of China these days.
Yeah, probably. But anyways, so yeah, we kept, with our process for a few years, and eventually we kind of just lost passion for doing that. We, dealing with all the stuff all these products we really weren't passionate about. Once again, it goes back to like, what do we want to do for the next 10 years? So we love the advertising and growth part, and therefore we're already taking on some clients. That's why we thought that an agency might be where we enjoy most. So that was kind of the inspiration behind the agency, and we've been growing it out ever since. So
how big is your team?
We'll be about 50 by the end of the month.
Do you guys have a central office, or are you mobile?
We have a central office, no remote employees, but it's all, the office is optional only right now. But when everyone can come back, they'll be in the office.
Where's the office? In New Jersey?
In Edgewater, yeah.
That's awesome. 50 people. That's a big operation.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Who are some of your big clients, the ones that you want to, showcase and tell people about?
Hollywood Hair Bar is a awesome client of ours. Shout out Tiffany. She's like really an amazing person. One of the hardest working people I've literally ever met. Also one of the most high energy people. She's just an awesome person.
So Hollywood Hair Bar?
Yeah.
Now I got to check this out. What's their website?
I believe it's hollywoodhairbar.com.
What do they do?
They sell a bunch of different women's hair products, skin products, stuff like that.
Well, they have a 30% off summer sale going.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, let's give them some love here. Yeah, so the first thing that they have on their website is email capture. And let's see, Hollywood Hair Bar growth serum. Oh, that's to grow hair, I take it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So what makes this client unique? What makes them a fun client to work with?
They have amazing content. And obviously when you have amazing content, then it makes our life a lot easier. And they have a huge product line. So we're always working on new things. She's always developing new, really innovative products. So yeah, great content plus great products. Great big win for us.
I gotta say, the 3-step moisture kit is inside the little honey bear tubes. That's awesome marketing. I freaking love that.
Yeah.
I take it they probably have honey in that product. I guess honey is probably something that they use as an ingredient. Is that correct?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I would, it sounds like they might.
Yeah, it looks like she's got a ton of products. I mean, these products are impressive. Where is she out of? LA? Where does
LA, yeah.
I figured LA, Hollywood. Yeah, this is awesome. This is yeah, just serums. Were they in a food truck or a mobile truck at one time? Because that's a picture on it.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, if you look at their website, there's like a little pink mobile truck there.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. Not to my knowledge, they were never at a food truck, but who knows? Maybe.
That's awesome. So, who are some of your other clients that you're proud of?
Another really cool brand that that we work with. We just started working with them. Is called Disco. They're a men's skincare company. They've been building the brand for I think about 6 months to a year, but they just have an awesome, really amazing products. The founder Ben sent me all of them. I use them all myself.
What's their website? I'll check them out real quick.
Let's Disco, I believe .co.
Wow, that would have been awesome if they got letsdisc.co. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
So plant powered skincare for men. Their packaging looks very clean. So that's
their packaging is beautiful. Their website's beautiful. Really amazing. Like I said, really amazing products. So they have everything a brand really needs to succeed, but they were struggling with some marketing. And they come to us, and we've been doing a pretty good job so far, getting them some traction.
No, that's actually pretty impressive. Is one of the things that I see that they've done, or maybe you guys did it for them, is you can do a one-time purchase, or you can pick 3 months worth of product to purchase it.
Yeah.
Now that's weird. When you pick the 3 months, it actually goes down in prices. So they're giving you an incentive to buy it. By buying 3 months, you get a better price for each month, correct?
Exactly.
That's actually super smart. I've actually never seen that on a website. Was that something you guys brought to the table?
No, they had a team that made their website and all that.
That's very slick. Do they use Shopify, or is that something that they built themselves?
Yeah, this is on Shopify.
So what do you think about Shopify from a standpoint of e-commerce as people are starting to look to ultimately start their own e-commerce brands?
I think Shopify is bar none the best platform. I think if you're using another platform, you should stop that and use Shopify. And yes, this is a Shopify ad. I'm a big believer of their stock as well. So,
crushing it the last.
Yeah. Year. I mean, it just it makes a merchant's life so easy. I just don't see how any other platform can even come close, I
couldn't agree with you more. So as you're talking to people right now that are looking at this and they're thinking about starting their own e-commerce store, what are 3 secrets that you can give them as they start to literally start their own e-commerce brands?
So I would say the number one thing where products really have the most success are, do they solve a current problem for people? And, when you hear that, it's like, oh, that kind of makes sense. But now, if it actually solves a problem, the marketing will be super easy because that's always the best types of ads. Showing the problem, showing the solution, your product's the solution. So that's number one, finding out how your product solves some type of a problem for people in their everyday lives. Number 2 is I would say you really have to figure out and allocate a certain amount of money in investing in your company. What I find from experience is that people who kind of half-ass it, they end up just honestly losing their time and their money, which is the worst thing. So I think that you should really commit to it. Run the numbers up front, what you think you need to be successful, allocate that, understand you might lose all of it. So, go all in if you're ready to go all in. But half-assing it is, I think, the worst thing you can do.
A lot of businesses fail because they didn't not only allocate the right amount of money, but they didn't raise enough money. A lot of times when people say, okay, I'm going to start this, they don't realize that when you scale, you better have money in the bank for inventory, marketing, all those things. You're going to probably have to really have a good chunk of money in your bankroll so that you can ultimately roll Because when you stop scaling and you start having customer service issues, that can kill your brand.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, just really, I guess if you're just starting out a brand, I would say don't be you're scared to get your hands dirty. Like if you have to wear a million hats, you have to maybe messaging every influencer, messaging every customer to get content, you going above and beyond. That's kind of like what it takes to get a brand off the ground in its early stages. So yeah.
Yeah, I talk to so many entrepreneurs, and one of my favorite ones is Sam and Misty. They do a lot of online e-commerce around the Gym Shoe brand. And if you look at their living room and the front of their house, they have boxes galore, and they literally are shipping hundreds of boxes a day. And him, his wife, and then their assistant, they're literally getting their hands dirty. They're doing exactly what you just said, where they're literally every day staying very focused on making sure that
There comes to a point though where you're working see, when I hear that they should stop that, because that's what we made a mistake is that. So what I said just in the beginning, when you haven't, like, you don't have that much money, you're just trying to launch a brand, you can't like hire experts. But if you're having success and you're still, like, in that sense now devoting your time to packing orders, you're wasting your time, money, and energy. And you're probably doing it in an inefficient way. You're actually probably paying more. So once you have that stable base, that's when it's time to really hire experts. And for them, because we made those mistakes. We fulfilled over 1 million orders ourselves. It was the biggest mistake I've ever made, literally, just from the stress alone. And we definitely lost a ton of money doing it.
I mean, you can source packaging and shipping to third parties that are pretty efficient. Like, they get that shit done all day long.
Yeah. So we every time we have a client, because oftentimes, I mean, you can't scale, right? If you're in your house or even a small warehouse, like you literally can't grow a warehouse. So now you constantly move warehouses if you're growing that fast, which is you're losing money because you have to lock in leases. You have to deal with hiring people on Saturdays, Sundays, after hours. Like, I think I literally gained 40 pounds when we were our first Black Friday. So
how'd you gain weight on a Black Friday?
Like that because I was just so stressed out. We were 20,000 orders behind, literally just finding weight. All these temps that come in, pack our orders and screw them all up. Like, it was so dumb, but when you're in it, it's tough to switch. So, that was for sure one of the biggest mistakes I made, waiting way too long to outsource fulfillment.
Yeah, I think who are some of the good outsources for fulfillment that you found?
We use a company called Cargo Cove. They're Florida and Vegas.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah, they have a location in Vegas.
Huh.
We highly recommend them. They're Rob, the owner. He's amazing guy. We worked with many 3PLs in the past that are just honestly unethical, like flat out. Like, warehouses get a bad rep for being unethical. We've had a literally experience with that. Nickel and diming you, charging you in ways that is just like, just blatantly, like, every single thing you can think of. Whereas Cargo Cove does it in, a very transparent way. They'll go above and beyond for you. They want you to succeed. And like I said, they're just great people over there. So, and they do a great job. So yeah.
Yeah, I think e-commerce fulfillment and warehouses are like a big thing for the next year and a half moving forward. I know a friend of mine that's literally gobbling up their warehouses all over the place and doing e-commerce fulfillment for third parties. And that's a big business. I know Amazon's doing that also. Amazon.
I mean, it makes sense, right? They say if e-commerce is going to grow, or they say it's going to grow significantly, then they have to come out of somewhere. They have to come out of warehouses. So I'm a big believer. Another big stock I own, Prologis. They're the ones who rent out to Amazon and all the warehouses. Yeah, I mean, warehouse for e-commerce is going to grow, right? E-commerce is going to grow. Warehouses are obviously going to need a bigger footprint. So, yeah.
Cool. So what is your roadmap look like for the next 6, 12, and 18 months for yourself and for your business?
So for the next 6 months, we're really still focused on building out our infrastructure. slowly starting to really get specialists in all aspects of our business. Whereas like right now, still myself and my brothers, my partner, are still wearing many hats. And as you grow and scale, you really can't wear many hats. You have to focus on you can't focus on everything when you have a big organization. So still trying to get the right people in the right spots is really where we're focused on the next 6 months, as well as growing at the same time. So the next 12 months, we really want to start working on creative production. I think that would be huge for our clients and other people. So that's what we're really excited about as well, adding that to the mix. And yeah.
Do you guys do anything in the digital space, the digital knowledge space, music, entertainment?
So obviously for music, we do a ton through Rap TV. I mean, we work with every single record label you can literally think of. They all,
What's the website? Is it raptv.com?
It is raptv.com, but so most of our business is through social media though. So if you go on Instagram, it's just Rap. That's one of our pages, is RAP. It has 6.3 million followers.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, so we have over 13 million followers. So we have Rap on Instagram. Bars is another one, has 1.3 million. Then we have tons of other pages.
That's super impressive. So, okay, let's see. Okay, I see Bars, Lit Concerts. Wow. So this is a really good vertical. This is a vertical for music. Oh, I see you got Cardi B out there on one of your Instagram pics.
Yeah.
Her new song with Megan is just crushing it. WAP.
Not a fan, but yeah, I guess.
It's not a fan. I'm not a fan of it either. I actually thought the song was kind of like, when I was listening to the words, I'm like,
it's insane.
Does everyone understand what she's actually
It's
saying?
insane. I can't believe like this is like this is a mainstream song. It's like so vile.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I'm like, it's literally a porn. Like it's literally music.
But it's like a dirty porn.
Oh, it's hardcore porn. And the funny thing is, like one of my friends, his daughter,
they're playing it on the radio nonstop. I don't get like, that's crazy to me.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the envelope is always being pushed further and further. Like I'll give you another example. That song pushes the envelope of what you can actually say in a song and how graphic you can get about sex. But if you look, sports now is pushing the envelope on social, I don't know what you want to call it, but like basketball is all about social. Like they're literally talking about the Breonna Taylor murder and all these other things. And it's amazing when you see how everything's pushing the envelope from a social media standpoint. How much attention can we get if we say this in a rap song? How much attention can we get if we say this after a basketball game? And it's all about getting those clicks, those views,
Well, I think the difference in basketball is that, I mean, they're not making their money from attention, really. Whereas rap, I mean, that is
actually a very good point. It's night and day different. And with rap, for 100%, I think Cardi B and Megan made that song so that they could get attention. They used the words and what they put into that song. They said, you know what, if we write this and we sing this, people are going to be like freaked out.
Yeah.
And so that is definitely an attention grabber. And that's actually very true. So do you guys use that Instagram page to promote other products? How do you monetize that?
We monetize it through artists paying us, and record labels, independent artists, mainly through that. New artists or record labels, let's say, they're promoting their big artists, new songs they're coming out with, new kind of content they want to highlight and get in front of. Obviously, this is the biggest rap following in the world, so what better place to put their artist out there? They're a big artist or a small artist. So it's a huge outlet for these record labels right now.
Wow, I see you got the Flint water plant story out there.
Oh yeah,
that's an insane settlement. Did you pay attention to that at all?
I think I saw they 650 million or something like that.
Well, here's the thing that nobody talks about. They don't even have the 650 million to pay it.
So yeah, how many people are even in that town?
City? I don't know. That's a good question. But I know what they did was they said, hey, let's settle so you can stop suing us. And then we'll work on figuring out how to pay the settlement. Well, the crazy thing is the lawyers that represented the people suing them took that deal, but they're not going to see payouts for years. And they're banking on the federal government bailing them out and giving them money, which is crazy because the whole Flint crisis was caused by local officials stealing money. Like they stole so much money that was supposed to go towards, fixing that water system that was just old, rusted, outdated. I mean, it's one of the saddest examples of corruption and how it's killing people. Like literally, you'd see people going into showers, the water's brown. The water coming out of the sink is brown, and it's brown because the old, like I don't want to call them sewer, but the water flow system was just so bad, and they had hundreds of millions of dollars to replace that and fix it and create jobs. And what did these scumbag politicians do? They kept the money. They stole the money.
Wow.
And who suffers? Like crazy. Water. Here's the crazy thing. In America, it's insane to think, and it's still, by the way, Flint to this day right now still has brown water. To this day.
What? I didn't realize. Wow, that's crazy.
It's still bad water.
It's like inhumane.
And Trump, when he first got elected, the first check he cut was $100 million to fix that problem. To this day, they haven't fixed the problem. Wow. I always said to myself, you want to fix it? Get the politicians out of the way, send in the Army Corps of Engineers. I'm not kidding you. The Army Corps of Engineers would fix that problem in 6 months, year tops. They are an efficient organization. You let politicians handle money and pick who should dig what hole and so on and so forth, it's always a way for them to steal money. And it's sad. And when you look at stuff like that, in America, we should never have that problem. We should never have a situation where the American citizens of Flint, Michigan are dying, getting horribly infected, and drinking water that is just, it's horrific, like literally horrific.
It's crazy.
Shout out to all the people in Flint. I wish nothing but the best for them. And it's sad. It's just, that kind of shit is just, I mean, it's just horrible. There's a video that went viral by a girl that's running for office, Congress in Baltimore the other day, Kim Klacik, and she showed like how bad Baltimore is. I mean, just run down ghetto areas, houses that are abandoned, no jobs. I mean, just crazy shit. And like you look at these cities and you're thinking to yourself, this is America. Like, how do we let cities be run by such horrible leadership that they just, like, look at California. I just literally talked to another friend today that's moving down to Austin from California. They've literally taken the greatest state in America. Like California is just beautiful, right by the ocean. Everything's beautiful about California, but they have destroyed the state. They're literally almost, their businesses are running to get out of California. They almost, as of tonight, almost lost Uber and Lyft because they want to create a law that even the drivers don't want.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they want to make drivers employees so that the drivers can sue Uber and Lyft instead of making them contractors. But the drivers love being contractors. They love being able to come and go and pick up people when they want.
Ridiculous.
When politicians get too deep into business, I mean, look at Tesla. Tesla moved its entire plant down to Texas. They said, listen, we can't operate in California. Literally, they were born out of California and they've now left California. And the funny thing is, they literally tried to lock down Tesla, and Elon Musk, God bless his soul, said, fuck that. I'm building cars. Nobody is locking me down. The idiot local health lady went and like said, okay, we're gonna citation you every day that you're open $1,000 a day or something. And he was like, bitch, get the fuck away from me. Like, it's crazy. Like, we have states in this country that are literally trying to ruin businesses. And that's another thing too. You look at the boom of Amazon, their stock value, their market share, everything. It's criminal to watch how well they're doing, yet small business owners are getting hammered.
I don't agree with that at all. And I know people have said that, like with that Amazon, Facebook, etc. I mean, why is Amazon succeeding? because their merchants are succeeding as well. The merchants, small businesses are succeeding with Amazon. Amazon has made so many. I don't know off the top of my head, but Amazon has employing, I would say at least hundreds of thousands, if not million, literally millions of people potentially. I don't know how many with,
I think it's like 900,000. I think you're right.
Yeah. So not only that, but the businesses that are able to succeed on Amazon, the jobs that they're making from there as well, now we're talking in the millions. Like there's so, and then the same thing with Facebook and all these other platforms. People are like, oh, they're bad for small business. That's absurd. I'm a small business. They've made, I just said I'm employing 50 people there, RapTV another 20. That's all because of Facebook. So to say like they're like bad for small businesses, I get really frustrated when I hear that because it doesn't make sense.
So let's talk about diapers.com. Did you hear about that story?
I mean, not much about it. I know that it was acquired by Amazon. That guy went to Walmart or something.
Exactly. So diapers.com was advertising, selling stuff on Amazon. And all of a sudden, they realized that Amazon was putting their diapers above theirs. That when people would find their diapers, the Amazon would say, hey, buy this diaper, it's 30% cheaper.
Yeah, well, even if they were doing that, I'm sure diapers.com was still making millions of dollars. Maybe they weren't making as many millions, but they're still insanely successful, and they still allowed diapers.com or whatever to have a platform on Amazon.
But
people forget that. So let's say even if Amazon is doing stuff like that, they're still creating a massive amount of success for these people on the platform.
But here's where the playing field is uneven. The guy that owns diapers.com pays taxes. Amazon doesn't. So that right off the bat gives them a corporate edge of about 15 to 25%. That's the huge difference there. See, for example, you as a business, you pay taxes. Amazon lets you promote your products and everything on Amazon. They don't pay any government taxes, zero. Right away, they've got an edge on diapers.com, food.com, toothbrush.com, you name it. Any business that goes on Amazon, they're paying corporate taxes, yet Amazon's not, because they're a service. And by the way, that has to change going forward. Amazon has got to start paying taxes. It's just not a fair model. It literally works to giving them a massive edge in the marketplace. Shout out to Vitamin Water or Essential Water.
Yeah, I'm honestly not too familiar with the Amazon tax situation, but they are,
You should take a look into it. It's actually a very interesting model that they've been very lucky to get away with for a long time. And I think that model is going to change in the coming years, because when Amazon doesn't pay taxes and they're selling their generic brand diaper, but diapers.com has to pay corporate taxes, right away they've got a 15 to 25% edge. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely look into that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that you look at the valuation of companies that were allowed to operate their businesses with never a lockdown. Walmart, Target, Amazon, Home Depot, all these big corporations, they benefited from the last 4 or 5 months lockdown because orders were being filled online. People were able to go and shop. While small to medium-sized businesses in that space that were shut down, they lost a ton of that market share to the big box companies. And that's a tough challenge for small and medium-sized businesses. Now, the beauty is they can start now adapting and selling online, which I think ultimately we're seeing that like crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So before I let you go and get some sleep, because you're dying over there, what are 3 things that you would tell people on why they should reach out to you?
I would say reach out to me. I mean, I like to think that, me personally, just if you want help, kind of like we touched upon e-commerce, like we have tons of experience in any way possible. So if you guys have questions, if you're a business, you want help, you want to come to us, or if you just have questions for me personally, I'm glad to help. Let's say, follow me along. Kind of, once again, if it really comes down to anything pertaining to entrepreneurship, online advertising, social media growth, influencer stuff, e-commerce, really anything in that realm. I like to think that I have a ton of experience, and I'm glad to help anyone about it, whether you want to use our agency or not. So yeah,
Cool. I'll put all the links where they can reach you down here underneath the video. Thanks a ton for this time. I appreciate it.
yeah, absolutely.
I think you opened a lot of eyes to what's going on. I think your story is impressive. You've done some really amazing shit, and you should be proud of.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
All right, say goodbye to everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
All right, hold on one